Here's my bin of fabric that I have specifically that I want to make Lolita dresses with. This is some sheets here. This is fabric that I bought from the store. Here's some like more fabric that I bought from the the store. So here's my regular fabric stash. I still use this fabric to make Lolita dresses, but I have just that other fabric set aside specifically for Lolita. So because I'm making a dress for a cherry blossom festival that I'm going to, I think it would be nice to just wear floral prints, especially because it's springtime and I love florals. Florals is probably like my favorite kind of print to wear, or food. Florals and food. So here are some of my patterns that I use to make my Lolita dresses and JSKs. I usually just use like the bodice portion of a pattern. Like this one, it has sleeves on it, so sometimes I'll use sleeves or sometimes I'll just omit the sleeves and just use the bodice portion of it, and then sometimes I'll even alter how the bodice is. Like on this one, I would want, maybe I'd make like a JSK with like just using this part and omitting the white part here. I really like how that low bust looks on JSKs. And then I thought about making this little vest type peplum piece to go over my dress. I don't know if I'll have time to. I think it's Wednesday today, and then Saturday is the event. So I don't know if I'll have time, but I thought that would look cool to go over the dress if I have the fabric for it and stuff. So this is kind of where I start. I'll pick out my fabric and the pattern I'm going to use and go from there. Alright, so I decided to go with this pattern that I kind of made like a hard copy of because I really like it. Obviously the skirt of this is too short for Lolita, but if you wanted to use the pattern skirt for this one, you could. You just needed to make it longer, but I never used the pattern skirts anyway. So I decided to use this pink floral fabric. It's pretty thin, so I'm going to have to line the whole thing. Probably not the sleeves, but like the bodice and the skirt. And I'm going to be using this sheet that I got from the thrift store to line it with. I already washed it, don't worry. But I love using sheets to make dresses and just like the plain ones to use as lining because it's super cheap and it's super soft and very breathable. Like everything that I've made with the sheet is so comfortable. Since this is a fitted sheet, I just cut the elastic off. And then after I cut the elastic off, I go in and then just like cut along this seam, just cut it so everything can just lay out flat and it's easier to work with. These are my pattern pieces. I just kind of glued/taped them to poster board to kind of made them easier to reuse because I really like this pattern. What I don't really like about this pattern is it has darts on the front bodice piece and the back pieces, so it's like 8 darts that you have to sew if you count the lining and the outside. I usually use princess seams, especially on JSKs, because it's just faster and easier to sew. For me, I don't have to pin anything with darts. There's marking and ironing and pinning, but whatever. I've already made my decision, so let's keep it going. Okay, so here's the bodice. This is the front, and then this is the back. One piece over here, one piece over here. I'm just showing you that I lined it as I said I was, and then I just did some understitching. I usually do that on every top I ever make, basically that's lined, because then I don't have to sew a seam on top to make everything lay flat. Sometimes I sew lace in right here as I'm sewing it together, and sometimes I do it after the fact. I don't quite have enough lace to do that right now, so I was like, you know what, I can just sew it on later. Of course that's gonna add that extra seam right there, but it's gonna be pretty easy to sew since I did that under stitching. Here's one of the sleeves. I just sewed the lining fabric to it because it was really thin. I was like, I'll just line the sleeves this time. I just laid it right on top of it and then just did a basting stitch all the way around. And I did the same thing to the cuff. And with this pattern, the bodice fits my body great. This cuff fits my arm too tight because my arms are big, I guess. So I'm gonna have to leave the bottom part of the cuff open just so my arms aren't suffocating. Okay, so these are the sleeve cups, and I decided to put some lace like in the seam, so I just basted it to here. Alright, so here's everything on the cup sewn together. Here is the bodice without the sleeves sewn on yet. If I was making a JSK, you just have to sew everything different, because this wouldn't obviously be a raw edge and the sleeves would be sewn together in a different step. But I'm not doing that right now, so. Here are the sleeves. As you can see, they're split right here to accommodate for my fat, muscular arms. Here's the picture. But yeah, it's the bodice so far. Skirt of my dress is going to be in 3 tiers. You can kind of see 1, 2, 3. I got this lace trim to put on the bottom of this first and second tier. I'll probably get something, probably put some ribbon or something on top of it. I don't know. I might put this on top of the ribbon after I hem it, or I might put the ribbon on top of it and then, or the lace on top of it. I don't know. And so the bottom is going to have the same lace as the sleeve, but I still don't have any more of this. I got this lace from Walmart and I went there and they didn't have any. So I'll probably have to go to a different Walmart to see if they have it. But at least I can finish most of the skirt tonight. I'm kind of just winging it as I go. I don't know what else. I might put some bows on here. Get some cream colored ribbon or some pink, I don't know, and put some bows on here some places. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hey, attach the skirt to the bodice. I feel like I have created a monster. I hate when this happens. I just think, oh, it's gonna work, it's gonna be fine, but then I do it and it just doesn't work out. I mean, I have to sew this part kind of down and that would help it fall better. I still feel like it's just not working. I don't like it at all. Like, I don't like the shape. I feel like the ruffles are too long. I don't even know what to do now. I might just try and see if they have any more of the fabric and just make ruffles and make them longer than the lace, I guess. So they come down to cover up. I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, I could take all of this off. These 2 tiers off. I don't even know. Maybe I should like do that. Maybe that looks better. I don't know why it's so ugly. It's like almost 2:30. And I have to get up at 7. But I'm seriously thinking about going to Walmart and getting more fabric. Although they probably don't have anyone to cut fabric now. But why? I don't know. Okay. Guess I'll figure it out. Alright, so I feel like I fixed the skirt of the dress. That's what I did. I removed this layer of lace and I put a ruffle here instead. I kept this layer of lace and I made sure the ruffle came down past this lace because it just looked better under it. And then I took out the 3rd tier. I just cut it out. And then I used that fabric to make this a ruffle, which brings it back, like on the 2nd tier, a ruffle under this lace, which brings it down to about where the 3rd tier was. I'm probably gonna stick a liner, just like the circle skirt with the lining fabric under here, just so it's not even more bulky at the waistband. And then I have some trim. And then I have this trim here, and I'll probably put that here, like kind of on the line that's on the skirt, the 1st tier, and the ruffle. I think that would look nice. I might add some bows or put that same trim around the neckline or around the waist. I don't know. I wish I had something that was sheer that matched. Then I would make some bows, but You know, I don't always need bows. Especially since I spent all this money on this stupid lace.